What is going on, guys? Oh, wait. Over here. What is going on, guys? The Balor Fan 85, the Pods That Rock, Jameson. Yeah, Jameson, that's your name. Yeah. We're simulcasting again. This is going to go on Balor Fan 85 and Pods That Rock. You got anything you want to say to your audience while I say anything to my audience? What is going on, guys? Oh, sorry.
I don't know.
I was trying to talk while you were talking. You go right on ahead.
I think that mystery guy's a jerk, whoever that is. It's been messaging me on Facebook still.
It's been a week.
Sorry.
What's going on with the guy?
Oh, well, at this point I would have an update, but this isn't.
You didn't
live.
save his legs, did you?
I would hope not.
You would hope not? I asked you if you did.
I mean, this is pre-recorded for the future,
no.
so.
You didn't say no, guys.
I don't know who it is still. If it's a woman, it's kind of weird.
To shave her legs?
Yeah.
I would say it would be weird regardless, but
either way.
You do you, dude.
Yeah.
You do you. So we're back with part 2 of the Pods That Rock Balor Fan crossover, where I'm, again, looking into 2. I feel like a chameleon. I've got one over here, one over here. I don't know what I'm going on. But you got another belt.
Yeah. You got to do a Bill Skarsgård with your eyes.
Yeah, I'm not Pennywise. But you got another belt. So last week, we showed the Vegas Big Gold, which, beautiful belt. I cannot wait to sit down and watch that video.
And just drool for like a couple hours, right?
Yeah, it is. I give it that. It is really pretty belt. I can just come in here and drool. There are 43 beauties all around here, and I can drool over every one of them. So I love the Vegas Big Gold, but I kind of love my collection too. So I'm amongst all my collections, so I don't want to sound like I'm cheating on them. So no, I will never drool over another belt that's not in my collection at all.
Wink, wink.
Yeah. So that was the Vegas Big Gold. You've kind of went on 2 different ends of the spectrum. You went from that early 90s Vegas Big Gold. Now we're going to hit the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
So you want to kind of jump in and explain how you got this belt and just kind of give a little backstory?
Well, I've been on the show, which I'm sure, I don't know if you're still in there or whatever, the Belt Outcasts.
Yeah, I'm in there every once in a while. Shout out to Mike Hollenjack.
And Andy Bolger.
And Andy Bolger.
But they've done these videos with me for so long, and they saw what Kevin did for me with the last video, if you saw it.
Shout out to Mr. Kevin Davenport.
The Vegas Big Gold he sent me. And they're like, you know what? You are worth this. You're worth me spending my own money, and I'm going to send a belt to you.
Did you volunteer to shave their legs?
I did not. That's a bit of a drive.
Hollencheck Bolger. You guys let me know if he shaved your legs now.
But this belt actually was from Mike Hollencheck, just Mike Hollencheck.
Okay.
I'm saying Andy because Andy's on the show, but Andy's a great guy too. Mike though, I mean, I can get along with both of them actually. My dad is not.
But you do hate one more than the other. Come on, let's
No.
Okay.
No, I could talk both of them for hours actually. Whenever I thought I had COVID, I sat there and chat with them because they're such good guys. If they got some free time, they'll talk with you about whatever.
Wish I'd have known that because we had COVID and nobody wanted to talk to us.
I didn't know.
Well, it's not like we didn't post it.
Oh.
But that's neither here nor there. So Mike Hollencheck reached out and said, you know what? You're worth it.
He said, hey, what's your favorite belt of all time? I said, well, besides the Big Gold, which I already have a Big Gold, the Oval IC. Because I grew up watching that belt. Yeah, spoiler alert. If you didn't already see it in his description.
Toward yours.
Or mine.
Yeah. So your favorite belt was the Big Gold. And your second favorite was the Oval IC. Why was that your second favorite?
I got 2 words for you, and he's in AEW now. Chris Jericho.
Okay. So you went with they started out that Oval IC was on a purple strap and it was the block logo. Then they went to the actual Attitude Era when it started, and it went to the scratch logo and went on a black strap. So I saw it already. It's not on a purple strap. Do you want to go ahead and break it out here and let's see what's going on?
I got it right here.
The WWF. I didn't say WWW. I messed up the first time, okay? So we have the WWF scratch logo Attitude Era Oval IC. Try saying that 3 times fast. I do got to admit, this is a great looking belt. I'll say that my favorite belts growing up. You guys have already seen it. It was the IC. Now this is the network logo, but I did love the IC. That was a workhorse title. I love the old school. I love the old school Intercontinental title. I love the TV title. I love the US title. I was a huge mid-card fan. Is that kind of how you are? You're a mid-card fan, or you have your favorites and it doesn't matter
like,
where they're coming from?
It's for me. It's like this. I mean, you can take the F off if you want to.
Get the F out.
It's CM Punk's belt that he beat William Regal for.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take it before, and it's the block logo, and China had the belt.
Yep.
You know, it's so many years of great talent had this belt. Why I blurted this one out.
So you're a few years younger than me, 7 or 8 years. Did you come in through the old school IC, or was this your first iteration of the IC?
This was the first one.
Okay, so I can see why this would be one of your favorites. Again, I was a huge fan of the old school IC. Excuse me. Apparently, I'm drooling over belts. Let me get that right there.
Need a spit cut?
No, I'm good. But I can say that I did enjoy the Oval IC. From The Rock holding it to Jericho holding it to just everybody.
Stone Cold and The Rock
holding it. Yeah.
Threw it in the river.
Yeah, it was something. And I gotta admit, I don't think I've ever seen the Oval IC in person. I can't remember if I had or not. So let's go ahead. Do you have anything else you want to say about this belt before we break it down and get into the review?
Well, besides the history of it, I mean, I've always loved the looks of it.
It is a good looking belt. That oval, I remember when it came out. You see a lot of the fans now, whenever they're bringing out new belts, it's kind of nostalgic to see them break out new belts, because I remember them breaking this belt out and I hated it to begin with, and then it grew on you, partly because they use it so long. I mean, it was really. I can't remember exactly how many years it was used, but it was used for a while, up until, they went back. Cody brought the other one back, and now we've got a new one. I'll be honest, we've reviewed the new IC on this page, or on Balor Fans page. I'm a huge fan of the replica, but I do not like that belt at all.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of the new IC.
Now, I'm a huge... it? Because I have not
No, I do not. I do not have it. Shout out to Angel Vargas.
I was
he
looking
wanted
around for
it.
it.
He sent it to me to review it, so I'm in debt to you as far as that goes. Huge fan of the new US title, but I'm not a fan of the new IC title. I will say before that though, every IC title was pretty nice. I did enjoy it. I do love this belt. Now I have not seen this belt really and truly in person. I'm seeing it in the camera view right now, but I have not turned this around to really get an idea of it. So do you want to go ahead and we'll get into the actual review?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to unsnap it. The snaps do fit.
Oh, believe me, they fit. I probably wore that one a little bit more because it's a little bit lighter.
Still not naked, correct?
Not naked.
Okay, okay.
It being so much lighter for me, it's easier to carry around.
Okay. It is a smaller belt. It's a more compact belt. When he says lighter, I'm going to be honest. I think it's heavier than he gives it credit for. It's a relatively... It's not bad. It weighs more than our Winged Eagles back here, but it still is relatively light.
I did change my job, so I'm pumping them irons.
Okay, okay.
That old plant there. So, but I do like. It's elongated. I think is what it is.
It's oval.
It's what I'm saying. Yeah, it looks like it's wider than the other belts.
Yeah, no, and that's one thing about your center plates. Your center plates, they make the belt, so this doesn't look very tall, but like you said, it's wide. It's an oval, so it does give a little bit of mass to it. It's not, from collar to shoulder or anything like that, but it is kind of long. Yeah. So we're going to get in here to the male snaps. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2x8 snap box, stamped in snap box. I don't know how you feel about that. I do like a hand stamped or a hand tooled snap box, but sometimes these don't look terrible. This doesn't look bad at all. It's a little uneven. I can see from right here. It's a little uneven around here. So your leather cut is going to be just a little off. It's messing with my OCD a little bit. That's a nitpick though. Again, you got a free belt.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really complain about it at all. If I had paid a maker to do this, not gonna lie, I may be a little upset. But again, when I hope you know this by now, Jameson, when we bring a belt in here, we kind of go through it. We may nitpick.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
We look at this from the offset of we're buying these belts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a free belt. If you're happy with it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I am happy with it.
Yeah, your snap box is the leather's cut just a little bit right here. It's a little bit uneven. Coming over here, you got the box of doom. I hate Stephen Hammer so much for bringing up the box of doom because I never noticed it, and now every belt that I see with a box of... By the way, Stephen Hammer, you know I don't hate you. But every belt I see with a box of doom, just kind of... Do you know about the box of doom?
Don't know what that is.
Okay, so this is a box of doom. This is where sometimes they should just let some empty space go from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Sometimes a maker doesn't know, and shout out, I think Shane Charles said even makers of real belts, they do that just to kind of not have any empty space. Some things do need empty space, so they put this right here just because they don't know what to do with that empty space.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really care about it until I heard about it, and now that I've heard about it, I can't stop looking at it. So
yeah. And I apologize for people looking, and there's a few scratches, yes.
Yeah, but did that come from the...
That came from me taking it to Bible study,
okay.
Probably, and some kids wanted pictures with it, and I'm pretty sure they dropped it on that side.
Okay, so you'd already mentioned that story to me. That's why I didn't bring up this nitpick, is because Jameson said this happened with him. This was not a maker who...
No, it wasn't a maker scratching
this wasn't,
the crap out of it.
Yeah,
no.
this wasn't... You didn't receive scratched leather. Okay,
yeah.
So we're not going to bring that up. That is out the door. I love the clamshell tooling. Of course, that's the most common border you see around every belt is that clamshell tooling. Looks like this maker put it in pretty uniformly. I mean, it doesn't look like there's
overlaps.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing any overlaps or anything, so don't really have a problem with that. Coming into the first side plate now, each side plate is the same but different as far as, you know, this side you have a smaller one leading to a bigger one. The same on the other side. It's just different parts of the globe. So I believe this is going to be Australia on this one.
Antarctica.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says Antarctica. I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm hoping that my B-roll shows Antarctica as soon as I say Africa. So if it does do that, I look like even more of a DA. So I do like the fact you have gold plates with the blue globe, the water around the Antarctica.
Tell me if you notice anything there.
It looks like...
Mike pointed this out to me.
Okay.
It's for me. It's not a flaw. Look at the color of the globe, then look at the colors that are around the lettering.
Oh yeah. See, I'm not entirely sure as to the actual belt if they were a different color.
I'm pretty sure they're all the same.
Okay, so I can't shout out in the comments if that is bothering you OCD, because I haven't looked at this title in forever as far as the real belt. The different shades of blue on the deal isn't bothering me. I actually kind of like it as contrast.
I like it too. That's the thing. I didn't point it out. I didn't know it until he pointed it out, and it doesn't even bother me really. I mean, if you want to see something that bothers me, look at some of my NASCAR videos. But I don't have any problems with this. You know.
I don't necessarily know. I do like kind of accurate belts. They don't have to be 100% accurate because again, I'm buying the memory, and if I don't remember that it was this way, you know what I mean. Like as long as I got the belt and it looks close enough, like to what I remember, it doesn't have to be like there doesn't have to be a spot over here where the paint was chipped on the real one. That has to be right here on the replica. So yeah, I do. I didn't even notice it until you brought it up. You know, the border with the WWF and Antarctica is a darker blue than the water around Antarctica. You have the WWF logo. Coming to the other one, you have North America and South America nameplate. Again, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. On the other side plates, it's going to be a different shade from your border to your globe border. Again, I'm kind of digging the blue. I really like the blue and gold contrast. You got anything you want to say about the side plates before we get into the main plate?
I mean, I always love the, what do you call that?
Just accentuator bars is what I'll call them.
That and
excuse me.
The border that they put on this, the little etching.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like that big gold braiding a little bit. I mean, just some kind of border. I'm not saying it's braided.
Yeah, it could be a lot less boring. Is all I'm saying. I mean, the detail that they put in all those things, and not just the globe. I mean, I love the globe, but everything ties in together.
Yeah,
it works.
Okay, so coming into the main plate, one thing I do like about this belt, as far as getting this belt is a replica or as a boot or anything like that, this is one of those few belts where it went block logo to scratch logo WWF to scratch logo WWE. So no matter what version you get, if you go to WWE shopping at that version, there really was a version of that existed. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about let's say the Winged Eagle back here. It's going to be the block logo WWE when the Winged Eagle never was a block logo WWE. So, you know, if you get shop, you're still getting that WWE version. But there was an actual version of that made. You know what I mean? So I do like the fact, like you said, it's an oval, but top and bottom and center, you have just that little bit of a cutout. That's one thing when I was growing up, I don't think I ever noticed. It wasn't until I got much older that I noticed that it wasn't a perfectly symmetrical oval. You had the cutout on the top and the bottom. Going in.
I giggled because it sounded like you said ovary.
I could have. Again, going to nitpick one more time. One thing that I said last week applies to this week. I think if you are going to get, let's say if you bought this belt, first off, I'm going to be upset from the snap box over here, the leather cut. I'm going to tell the maker, hey, listen, if I'm paying this much money for this belt, throw some better stones on. And again, that's just my personal preference. I'm not knocking the maker. Again, you got a free belt, so it's, you know, if you're happy with it, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
But I'm saying if I'm paying money for this, I do want better stones. I do like the blue, and again, this is the dark blue from the border. So you have that. You have the WWF. It is. I'll be honest. It is so cool seeing the WWF scratch logo again. Very rarely do you actually get to see that anymore on a belt, unless you get a boot. But very rarely do I get a chance to see the scratch logo WWF, the scratch WWF logo anymore. So it's cool to see just those two little lines across from the WWE. And you've got the red swoosh, of course. A World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion. I gotta admit, it did take a minute for this belt to grow on me, but it did. And I do love this belt, but I'm a sucker for that old school one. When Cody went back to this white strap back here, even though this isn't the same one, you know, he had the nugget textured J-Mar. It was so nice seeing it again. I'm a huge fan of that design. That is probably one of my all-time favorite belts. But this is still a great belt.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to say about the main plate?
Well, I don't know if you covered it. That remind you of I don't know what you call that.
Well, I don't know what you expect me to know for you to call it.
It looks like something the Romans would have had. On the side here. Doesn't it remind you of that? Like something they would have on their uniform, like on their helmet, or.
You mentioned that, and all I can think of are those god awful penny tags. And I don't want to.
No.
About that.
Well, kind of, sort of, but still not. This has better memories, remember Wayne? But this is. I like that. It kind of reminds you of, like, and I'm not trying to dog anything. I'm saying it looks like Ember Moon's, like the one half of her gear.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely.
Like a warrior kind of thing.
Okay.
That they put on there.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I can see if that's what you're thinking. I always just think of it's just a nice border piece. It's just more nice accentuators. Just like you have the almost a rope border all the way around is what I want to call it. Just the dotted lines. I can kind of see what you're saying. I think it does pop on each side of the globe. So I'm a fan of it. We're going to come back over here to the other side plates. Again, over here you have Europe and Africa. That is, Europe and Africa. And then you have, again, I've already said it, but you brought it up. If you'd have never brought it up, I'd have never noticed it, to be honest. Just because I don't think that, I wouldn't have thought, it wouldn't have bugged my OCD.
It doesn't really bug me either. You
have the darker blue with the lighter blue. Actually, if that's the way that this belt was made, I think it was freaking awesome. I don't think everything should be the same shade of blue. So I'm really hoping that this is the way it was supposed to be, because I think it works better. So you have Europe and Africa over on this side, and then going back to the smaller strap, you have Asia and Australia. So there's Australia. The Antarctica one is still kind of throwing me for a loop, but
I've never seen that shape on a map.
yeah, it's like a genie lamp on a boot. I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
It looks like Oogie Boogie in a crouched position.
I can see that too. Why not?
But,
So you've got this. Let's come back over here. You've got another huge, and this is where the Box of Doom really bothers me.
oh man,
You have this huge big border. Now, trust me. Now after seeing this, it's like having the glasses from They Live. Every time you put them on, you see it.
you see the truth in front of you.
Now you're going to see the Box of Doom everywhere. And whether it bothers you or not, that's completely up to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, I don't really know if it bothers me or not, but I can't stop looking at it. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Belts are belts in my opinion, but curse you, Stephen Hammer, for bringing up the Box of Doom. So we're going to come over here to the snap box, and what I see is somebody should have got some newer snaps. They're not terrible. But it's 2x1, 2, 3, 4, 2x5 snap box. You have your gold tip on this
full
one.
tip.
It's a great big full tip. Again, when you wear it, when you put this over your shoulder like this, always be mindful of this.
Yeah, I learned that. A lot of them on the air too.
Yeah, because they will knock. They'll knock the boys out. I'm telling you. You have your stamped in snap box set.
Mm-hmm.
But again, sometimes it bothers me and sometimes it doesn't. Right now it just doesn't bother me because it's not my belt, it's your belt. Mm-hmm. You got a free belt. You got a 4mm zinc. Great belt, I'll be honest. It's not a bad belt. Anything for free cannot be bad. Am I right? Am I right? No. Am I right? Okay, so you got your big gold tip right here. It's your basic gold tip. We're going to flip this bad boy over. I'm going to try to be nicer to this one. The backing is actually not bad. Everything is in there right. You don't have any sides over here talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel any sides over here, so that's not a bad thing at all. And the leather isn't bad. This is softer. I think even you said it whenever I saw this belt to begin with. This is softer than your big gold leather. Let's go ahead and do this right here.
Yeah.
Good floppy leather. It does keep. Let's do this right here without cheating. Without doing this and going, hey, the leather's really flexible. I'm sorry, I feel like this is my first time doing a belt review. We're going to come right here. All in all, I think you got a good belt, man. Again, you cannot be free. Some of the nitpicks I've thrown in there are just that, they're nitpicks. And that's just, how I feel. If I paid for this belt, I might be a little bit agitated with a couple of things. That leather cut for some reason on the snap box, it's driving my OCD wild. But I gotta say, this is the first time I've seen the Oval IC in person. And again, you don't know, who the maker is, but you don't know how to reach out to the maker.
I messaged him on Facebook and said thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so if you made Jameson this belt, you know who you are. Reach out, Pods That Rock. If you guys want to know who made this belt or how to come across it, contact Jameson because I have no idea. I review belts, and I think this is a great belt, and it's always nice to see a WWF belt come by the table that I can review. It's getting few and far between. We've only done a few of them, but I love a good WWF logo. Really love the WWF scratch logo. You got anything you want to say? I know I'm holding this belt. This is actually your belt. You want to take over right here? You got anything you want to say and talk to both my friends and your friends?
I mean, to see something that, I grew up watching be passed around from person to person, and everyone, I don't think there was too many bad champions that was Intercontinental.
No, not at all.
I mean, and Jericho held it 8 times, I think.
He held quite a few.
He might have held this one 7. I think he held that one once.
Yeah, maybe.
But Jericho, I know you're going to laugh at me for this one, but the guy that came out in Royal Rumble, Carlito.
I love Carlito.
Carlito is one of the actual main reasons I wanted this belt was because I had the shirt that he, the Eat Spit shirt. You remember the bright orange?
I had that. I actually had that shirt as well. I think Jameson and I are bonding as long as he doesn't shave my legs.
I mean,
Whoa. Easy.
What we do after the video's over is our business plan. But it grew on me from the second I got it. You know,
it's a great looking belt for a 4 mil zinc. Again, I keep reiterating this belt was free to him, just like the Vegas Big Gold belt was free to him. I would not complain at all. I mean, I think it's a great belt. Also, because it's free, you might feel a little bit more lenient when you're walking around with it, kind of like we have with our 24/7 title. I don't really care. I don't really care if I drop that belt. I do care if I drop that belt, but it's not going to be one of those things where I'm about to cry, like if I were to drop the Stone Cold Legacy belt or, the United States belt over here. I mean,
or the Undertaker.
Yeah, or the Undertaker belts. So I don't really have a problem, especially you've got basically. If you were to spend $300 or $400 on that, that would sit on a shelf, and you probably wouldn't be able to. You probably wouldn't want to take it to kids and let them do it as much. Or let them have free reign. I don't want to say not let kids hold it.
No,
because
I didn't.
I've let tons of kids hold our belts, but I mean let them run around playing WWF with it. You know what I mean?
They weren't really doing that, but they just
wanted
to take pictures. But yeah, I wouldn't have them doing a tug of war picture or anything.
Yeah, you wouldn't have them all willy-nilly with it.
No, I wouldn't. Definitely not.
But for a free belt, I think the 2 belts that we've covered in the last 2 weeks, they're great belts for what you got, man. I really thank you for letting me see them. Hopefully, I think we've probably taken too much of your phone space. So
you're good.
No, I was going to say I'm actually going to jump over on this page. So for those of you with Pods That Rock, we're going to do some NASCAR stuff. I don't know if we're going to do it this week, though, because I think I loaded you down with some space right here. But I've got some stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get together and do some stuff sometime. Thank you so much for letting me see these belts. Do you have anything you want to say to my friends and your friends?
I thank y'all for watching, listening to me shoot the breeze with Wayne. I always loved belts since I was a kid, and to be able to share it with the community means a lot more. It means a lot to me, actually. It's I never would have thought. I would have thought it'd be me and a few other friends would be talking about wrestling. No, I don't care. That's what a few of them will say. Like, oh, hey, WrestleMania's this weekend. Don't care.
Yeah. Well, WrestleMania is still going on.
Huh?
Yeah.
They're still out there.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing about these communities. These last 2 videos have been way longer than I thought they would, but I'm kind of glad they have been longer. While we're talking about communities, I want to shout out a couple of groups. You can shout out a couple of groups. First off, I shout out the same ones over and over and over again because these are the ones that I absolutely love. If I don't shout anyone out that you think that I'm snubbing, it's probably because he's going to shout it out. So let me go ahead with Wrestling Memorabilia Club with Ryan Torgy. Ryan is probably one of my favorite people in the hobby. He runs one of the coolest groups ever. Then you have Brothers of the Belt with Josh Hammer. I think Full Metal Debate, anything with Eddie and Ira Williams. Anything they do, whether it's Full Metal Debate, VIP, I can't remember all of them. But look for Eddie and Ira Williams, not only to check out some of the belts he's got, maybe even for sale, but some of the groups he's got. TNT Belt Trading with Tony Tussey with the raffles. Tony Tussey, I love watching some of his videos where he does the power check and all that. Then you have Europe's Home of Wrestling Belts. Shout out to Craig Payne, Liam Tynham. Craig Payne has like 150 plus belts. It's just amazing. He just got the Stone Cold Legacy belt too, so it's really cool to see what he did with that. Let's see here. Wrestling Belt Reviews with Jamie G. Gotta love Jamie. I love posting reviews in there. I don't just post these in here. I'll actually type out what I feel about it. Those are just some of the few. If I've missed you, it's because I'm half asleep. I've been up since way too early with the baby. This is your weekly dose of yes, we have a baby. And my brain is fried. I'm so glad I had Jameson here to kind of, talk a little bit. Because I think even Miss Baller from 85, her brain is shot too because it's been a long weekend. You want to shout out some groups?
I got a few. Well, obviously my own group, Pods That Rock.
Yep.
I started it I think around my birthday last year, around October. Let me see. Belt Outcast, obviously, because Mike gifted this to me.
We salute you.
Love those wrestling belts.
Yep.
Pounding the meat.
You really want to watch some pounding of the meat.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Vinny Vegas, by the way. Vinny Vegas, Ethan. Those are some great people.
Mm-hmm.
I've recently been getting into the group chats with them a little bit. Pretty good little group of people in there that talk. I love to have a couple of beverages, get in there and talk, and sometimes I get a little wild and sometimes I don't, and then other times we try to give this guy here all the advice in the world.
Well,
and then he shaves people's legs.
Yeah, it's just not wax, but yeah. Yeah, they it's fun because remember I did that.
Shaving legs.
I can say it.
I've never done it, but it may be fun.
Not the leg wax.
Oh, sorry.
I was in chat with y'all one night when I used to work at my former employer.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is right before I quit, my boss had said, "Hey, I heard you disappeared for 30 minutes one night." I was like, "Yeah, I had some issues."
Luckily, he's got another job because he's turning every boss off right now.
Yeah, but I like the new job a lot better.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But trying to think of another. I don't have too many that I'm in actually.
Well, we gotta get you in there. We gotta get you out there.
Yeah.
You got anything else you want to say?
Oh, WrestleNation forum's a good one too. I mean, it's a huge group.
Wrestle who?
WrestleNation forum.
WrestleNation forum. Okay. Yeah. All I heard was okay. WrestleNation forum.
That's a good one too. I don't really talk much in there, but I will look through at what's being done. You know, what's being posted, said.
Yeah. Well, the best thing about a lot of these groups, you don't even have to, even if you don't contribute, each group has a different thing that they're great for. Whether it be the collections, sometimes you'll get the same collections in each group. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you'll get different people. You know what I mean? Every group has different people for the most part. So jump in there, see what's going on with the groups. Check out some collections. You might find a deal on a belt. You might find a deal on some merchandise. It is a great, and you'll find awesome friends. I've made so many friends just in there, and it's one of the greatest things that I have when I'm not, again, I've said this before, for 40 plus hours a week, I'm a worker. I come home, now I'm a dad, and I'm a husband. For that little bit of time that I disappear, more than likely to the restroom or something to get a little break, or I get to look on the phone, I'm in the groups. That is my Disneyland. I absolutely love looking at the wrestling groups, looking at wrestling collections, liking, commenting, sharing. It's one of the coolest things ever. You got anything you want to
hop in the chat? Hop in the chat at night.
Oh yeah,
not too late because it gets weird after like 3 a.m. I think.
Yeah, just look for, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Look for the Pounding the Meat group chat. If it's not talking about wrestling, you're in the wrong group. Please get out of there fast.
They don't always talk about wrestling there.
Okay, well, if it's exactly what it sounds like, get out of there. Get out of there. Okay. So with that being said, that's all I've got. You got anything else?
Follow my stuff. I mean,
yep.
Other than that.
For the Balor Fan 85 Nation, I don't know what to call you guys, just except friends.
Balor
Thank you
buds.
so much.
Balor buds. Come on.
Whatever. Whatever. I call you guys friends. For the Pods That Rock, whatever he calls you. You call him anything?
I guess the peas in the pod.
Okay, we'll go that.
That makes sense.
Like, comment, subscribe, and we will catch you guys down there.
Stay cool, rock on.